Thank you, Mr. Chair. I yield myself as much time as I may consume.
The gentleman is recognized.
Mr. Chair, the great state of Maine is blessed with natural resources. We have 3,000 miles of breathtaking coastline. We have healthy fisheries. We have an abundance of inland waterways, rivers, streams, lakes, and ponds. And we have an abundance of water as a result. We have potatoes and broccoli in our farming communities, and our landscape is dotted with small organic farms that continue to grow. And most importantly, or as importantly, Maine is right in the middle of the country's wood basket. Now, Mr. Chair, when you cut a strand of trees, one can leave behind the branches and the bark for that matter to decompose and become part of the carbon cycle. Or that bark and branches and chips can be collected and transported to paper mills to burn energy, or to create energy, to run their machinery to create paper, or they can be trucked to power plants to produce electricity. Now, when this happens, it is the same carbon footprint if that biomass decays on the forest floor, or if it's burned in a paper mill or an electric generating station, and with the same carbon footprint. Now, this creates jobs, Mr. Chair, for loggers and truckers, and also we help fuel our state economy and our nation's economy by using this renewable, green, abundant, safe, homegrown biomass. Now, many states, Mr. Chair, have shifted away from foreign importation of oil for all kinds of reasons, not the least of which is national security. And today, throughout our country, we're using more natural gas and oil developed here in our country, in America, also nuclear power, hydro, and biomass. Now, today, Mr. Chair, federal regulations allow electric utilities to determine the reliability of the source of fuel they are burning to create electricity. Now, part of that reliability equation is the length of a contract to deliver that fuel source to the power plant. Now, if the reliability of that fuel source is not up to snuff, then that fuel source would result in electricity generated by that power plant not having full access to the power grid and not being able to sell its product, electricity, to the economy. Now, some sources of fuel, like coal, for example, Mr. Chair, is usually sold in 2- or 3-year contracts. And the reason for that is because coal today is mostly used to generate electricity. However, biomass is different. We can use branches and chips and bark and biomass that includes other organic materials to create pellets that are burned in wood stoves, or to create mulch that gardeners used, or also to create plywood and other materials. As a result, Mr. Chair, biomass as a fuel source is usually sold in 1-year increments. Now, this bill, H.R. 8, North American Energy Security Infrastructure Act, where I am offering an amendment to, Mr. Chair, is a small technical amendment, but a very important one. Because what it does is it puts all fuel sources on a level playing field, able to compete in the market, such that biomass, a green, renewable, environmentally friendly, homegrown source of fuel for our electric generators, is not penalized. This is good for the economy, Mr. Chair. It's good for job creation. It strengthens our national security because it diversifies the fuel sources that we need to fuel and power our electric generators that are used in creating jobs and creating products throughout our country. And as a result, Mr. Chair, I ask everybody in this chamber, Republicans and Democrats today, to support this common sense amendment to help our state, to help our country, to help our economy, and to help our families.